Alright, what's up YouTube? I'm going to try and do this without any cuts because then you can see us in our beautiful normal selves. Yeah, and it gets better quality with HD and then I don't have to compress it. So, I'm here with your favorite bro, Luke Mattingly.
Hey.
God, you make cameos in like every video I make.
No, I know. I got it.
But, okay, if you guys don't know, he's topped a Shonen Jump in a YCS, topped with Return Dad, and then recently topped with that Herald deck that has like 20,000 views on my channel. It literally has like 20,000 views on my channel.
DrDroo selling himself short, topping with his at Gen Con.
I have one top, but Atlanta's coming up, so.
There we go. We got YCSs. Alright, so we're here to discuss Order of Chaos.
Yes, and hopefully I get this up before tomorrow's sneak goes up. I was running kind of late on this because I had to catch up myself on it. I've been really sick the last couple weeks, also playing a lot of League of Legends and the holidays and whatever. Anyways, first thing I want to say about Order of Chaos is that it's a really stupid name. So,
yeah, well, I think ORCS.
ORCS. I realized that I was texting you, and I was like, "That's okay to save this in my phone dictionary."
Yeah.
Because I might talk about orcs later.
That's true.
So, but yeah, the stupid Order of Chaos is just the stupidest name I've ever heard. But it's almost as bad as Extreme Victory.
I'm pretty sure the next set after this has Duelist in its name, which will be like the 5th or 6th set to have the word Duelist.
Yeah, the Duelist Revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Great. But let's talk about these decks. I'll let you start off, Luke, if you want.
Okay.
With Inzektors. Now, I haven't had a chance to play them. I've only seen limited amounts, and I can basically only theory on them. So
I've had a good amount of playtesting with Inzektors, and I think they're great. I think they're very playable. Just like standing alone, just not comparing them to the meta, I think they have a great chance of just doing well. You only need like a 2-card setup. It's just going to be Hornet plus Centipede or plus Dragonfly. So just dump Hornet to grade, typically use Armageddon Knight, Foolish Baron.
I mean, like most people should.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't really want to say what all the cards do.
Hornet
I can say basically the deck works like Dragoonies, where you're going to put stuff in grave and then you're going to summon. So your Centipede and Dragonfly once per turn, they can equip one from your hand or from the graveyard. The nice part is they don't suffer the same problem as Dragoonies, where they like automatically DD Crows just can smash you. Same with Dimensional Fissure, usually tears that deck apart. But the thing is,
tears that deck apart actually, like because you could see you could see all the plays coming, and it's so dependent on special summoning. So you're like Max C rips them apart, and Thunder King rips them apart, and these are all cards that really don't hurt you that bad as an Inzektor player.
Exactly. And it's funny because even playing Inzektors, I personally side double D Fissure. You're like, oh wow, your plays are so based off Hornet. The thing is, when you summon and you equip, it's an equipped spell card. So your equipped spell card is going to go to grave, and usually anything you have already, you're going to overlay. So if you're overlaying, those are going to detach to grave.
How often do you overlay to 6 in that deck? Because I know one of the new XYZs is a 6, and I know that they boost levels when you equip, another one Inzektor to another. So how often?
Indeed, you actually play a 6-star. Usually, I play Inzektor Gigamantis, which is the highest rarity, which is ultra rare. And to be honest, I've never overlaid to 6. That requires that you have 2 attached onto 2 of your monsters, so it's typically using 4 cards to overlay to a 1, and the Exceeds is secret.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, because if people should chase it or not.
I would not get it at all. I've never gone to it, I've never wanted to go to it. It just seems like a big hassle. I would consider that if you are dedicated and you're going to play Inzektors, that you should play 1, just for the opportunity that it could happen that you summon and you equip. And then you can also like special like Gigamantis seems to be the easiest way to do it. But yeah, typically you're gonna play like the staple 9 Inzektors, 3 Hornet, 3 Centipede, 3 Dragonfly, and I would suggest 1 Gigamantis. Just ability to special things from grave, equip for a 24 from hand. It allows you to double equip. I'm gonna run through one quick play where if you summon Dragonfly and equip your Hornet from grave using its once per turn effect, you can also equip Gigamantis from your hand. Because Gigamantis is a separate effect that says you can equip it from your hand. Then you can use your Hornet to destroy your Gigamantis, which is going to allow you to activate both of the Dragonfly's effects. You get a special summon 2 monsters from your deck, but using Gigamantis' effect, you actually get a special summon from your grave, which is 4 level 3s on the field at a time, which means you can make double Zen mains or Leviathans, whatever you want. It was just pretty great. It's just a cool combo.
Okay. Well, coolio. And like I said, I have no experience with Inzektors at all, so that's why I'm really Luke Mattingly handle most of that because he's the DN champ.
Would you like to talk about ninjas? I know you built and we played.
Okay, ninjas. I have a limited. Let me double check to make sure the camera's facing me really fast.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. I think it is. Okay, so ninjas. I have a limited amount of experience. They were the first thing from the new set that I started messing around with, only because. I'll be honest, half of it was because the art on Hanzo was really sick. But the other thing was that I just, I was, looking at threads on Duelist Grounds, and I thought a lot of the stuff looked interesting. It's funny because at first I was wanting to avoid White Dragon Ninja, because when you read the Ninjutsu Art Super Transformation, which...
Great card.
Yeah.
Fantastic card.
As soon as you read it, you realize it's a fantastic card, because for those of you who don't know what it does, it's a trap that you select one face-up monster you control, one face-up monster your opponent controls, and both get sent to grave. And then you get to special summon a monster.
It's a sea serpent, dragon, or dinosaur.
Yeah, from your deck with levels equal to or less than the combined levels you send. So if you send a 4 and a 4, anything 8 or lower from your deck that's a dinosaur, sea serpent, or dragon is going to be special summoned from your deck. So I was immediately thinking, like, God, there's got to be some way to break this, especially, because just the amount of dragons that there are in the game. Like, so much random ones, like Dark Horus and
even
Red Eyes Darkness
Superconductor.
Superconductor Tyranno, which is a dinosaur. Like, there was just something that all these wealth of monsters that were completely unusable that suddenly, like, may be playable. Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon you can even pull out, And so, but after messing around with it, I realized. Basically underestimated the White Dragon Ninja, which I think is a TCG exclusive. I think it's actually even the promo, but I'm not sure. But I don't know if it is. It seems like it might be. But White Dragon Ninja is a dragon type, and it's called a ninja, which is great, that cannot be special summoned except by whatever. You can normal summon it, but you can only special summon it by the super transformation.
It's actually a secret, right?
Is it a secret, right?
Yeah, White Dragon Ninja is a secret.
Okay, well, hopefully it's a promo. It's going to suck to get. But
I don't think it's going to be a promo, because typically they aren't. If you look at like Reborn Tengu.
I thought TCG exclusives are. I know they're usually not ultras, but TCG exclusives are usually promos.
Sometimes look at Reborn Tengu though.
I feel like it's a good candidate, but whatever.
Yeah, who knows?
But so White Dragon Ninja. Anyway, so its effect is your spells and traps can be destroyed by effects, by card effects, which is fantastic. So like, for one is that. When you use Super Transformation, it equips to the monster you special summoned, like Call of the Haunted does to the monster. So if they MST the Super Transformation, it banishes your monster. So when White Dragon Ninja protects that, White Dragon Ninja also will protect the rest of your back rows, obviously, and actually will let you use Heavy Storm like a Harpy's Feather Duster. Although I probably wouldn't use Heavy Storm in that deck. But a lot of things that a lot of players have been using is they've been using Vanity's Emptiness. The continuous trap that doesn't allow either player to special summon, but if a card goes to grave, it gets destroyed. But since you can't destroy cards by card effects, it won't destroy itself. So you'll have a Royal Oppression that stays on the field for forever. Some people try to Safe Zone White Dragon Ninja, because then you protect the Safe Zone.
Which is like a pseudo lock. If you have Safe Zone on White Dragon Ninja and you have Vanity's Emptiness, your opponent can't special summon, which means that I only see like one out to that, which is like Granmole.
Or some sort of like equip. No, I mean like.
The thing is, you can't destroy the back row, so your typical answer for non-destruction is to bounce, and especially the only ways to bounce or remove back rows are going to be Caius and which you can Caius. Yeah, Brionac, but you can't special summon because of Vanity's Emptiness, so Caius is probably the best out to Safe Zone or Vanity's Emptiness.
So either way, like you said,
that's a tribute when you can't even special. So how are you going to keep monsters?
So it really puts you in a difficult position, obviously, if you can get that play. But that's. Oh, Kamui. What was I going to say about all that? I don't remember, but...
Do you want to talk about the actual ninja guys?
Oh, yeah, so I'll talk about the actual... Well, I was going to keep talking about the White Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what I was going to be talking about. But, with... one thing, it also sets up, anti-meta decks really well, because you can protect back rows for so much, and that's something... Anti-meta decks, I feel like, have been hurt a little bit by the Heavy Storm coming back, because you have to play things like, Dark Riot and Starlight Road and all that stuff. The actual ninja cards... There's a huge variety of them that just suck, like straight up. Like even someone from the old set, like the Senior Silver Ninja, don't bother with that. It's got a little wannabe. It's like Dark Light from Versus System is what it does, but it specials as many ninjas from grave as you want or something. And they just all suck. Like the only good ones, from what I can see, is the Hanzo, who's an Ultra, and he is literally Stratos. He's not literally.
It's fantastic.
He might as well be. He's an 1800 warrior,
so good.
Dark. That when you normal summon him, you get to add a Ninjutsu art card to your hand. That's what I was going to talk about. The Armored Ninjutsu Art spell card.
Right.
What it does, or is it called Armored? It's Alchemy something. It's another Ninjutsu Art spell card that you can destroy a face-up Ninjutsu Art cards, all the ones you control, and draw 2. But with White Dragon Ninja, it won't destroy it. You'll just draw 2 like a Pot of Greed, which is kind of combo-y and it's really tough to pull off. But I was trying one. It's an idea. But you have the Hanzo as a Stratos, 1800 warrior, dark warrior. When he's normal summoned, you add Ninjutsu Art to your hand. When he's special summoned or flip summoned, you get to add a level 4 or lower ninja monster to your hand. So, except for himself, except for Hanzo. So you can add some of the other crappy ninjas, or you can add the next best one, which is Upstart Golden Ninja. Upstart Golden Ninja is a light, which means that this engine already sets up for chaos because they have a dark and a light, and White Dragon Ninja is also light. Golden Ninja, you pitch a trap card to special summon a level 4 or lower ninja from your deck, which except for himself, which means you can special Hanzo. Hanzo will add another white Golden Ninja to your hand, and then you can exceed for what essentially costs you 1 card. And since you can play a trap-heavy deck to pitch with your white Golden Ninja, or Upstart Golden Ninja, because you can protect them with the White Dragon Ninja. So yeah.
Something that you'd like to exceed for, typically that's a new ninja.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't remember the name of it. It's called Ninja. I call it Ninja McGee.
Yeah,
we were playing.
Is it? It's not DrDroo.
No, it's some other ninja card. It's another ninja exceed. I wish I could remember.
It's a 2200 attack. You can
Actually,
detach to allow any ninja to attack twice. So you can just detach one from himself and he's a 2200 that can attack twice, which isn't bad. I like the combo itself that you can summon special pitch, special exceed, and it really only costs you 1 card from hand, and you ended up replacing it with, Hanzo being
Blade Armor Ninja, I believe it was called. Okay, but so yeah, he sets up some decent OTKs, and then you can obviously if you're playing a dark and light engine, you can fit in things like Tour Guide because you can fit Tour Guide in every deck. And I was playing Thunder Kings to try and play it, just because Thunder King is such a ridiculous card in this format. It's been a solid card forever.
Since it came out.
Since it came out, and it probably always will be.
Probably.
But then and you can play BLS Chaos Sorcerer, all that stuff. But the problem, I like the deck for Vanity's Emptiness because Vanity's Emptiness just locks down windups really well, which will be the next deck we talk about. Not that great against Inzektors, but I think the amount of card advantage you generate off your 3 Stratoses, your 3 Hanzos, and yeah, exactly, and the card advantage you generate off the White Golden Ninja, and off your Super Transformations, and then off your Chaos stuff, all sets up, all lets it kind of stay in pace with Inzektors. The biggest problem I have with this deck, my favorite part is the worst part, which is you normal summon Hanzo, search for Ninjutsu Art Super Transformation, and set it behind it. So you already set up what would have been in Heroes a super poly play. You set up this play that's going to take their monster and put a big monster in your side of the field, but now they know you have it. And you have to have face-up monsters, including their monsters, be face-up in order to use Super Transformation. So they're going to start playing around it, they're going to wait for MST before they play. So the best thing about it is actually one of the worst things about it. But I like that you can run a high trap count because I like traps. They're control cards. Anyway, so that's for ninjas. They're probably not going to make tier 1 though. Just from what I can see, they have a nice little engine, maybe an anti-meta build, but a pure ninja deck I could never see making it. It's just a little mini engine that suddenly can be seen play in a lot of different decks.
I agree.
There's other ways to play it too, by the way, with the other transformation cards, but we don't have that much time to go into everything.
Yeah. I almost see it as almost like the Evos, which Evos just got more support. So briefly discuss
I hate Evos, but...
it's Eva Tiles and Eva Soars. A lot of stuff came out of the last set that's really good. It's the Westlow, which is a Gravekeeper Spy. And I personally have liked the deck just because it's a way to play Lagia and Dolka without having to buy 3 Tour Guides and 3 Rescue Rabbits. Yeah, so I don't know, I just like the concept behind it. The deck itself seems kind of inconsistent when I've actually played it. It's fun to be able to go into those cards with not playing like Tour Guide and stuff. And it's cool because it's kind of like a lesser known deck type, so people don't really know how to play against it. And especially when you have cards like Gravekeeper Spy, like Westlow, where it's just 1900 you set, they summon Thunder King attack, you can flip. Special summon like Cerato comes out, gains 300 attack, you can attack, then you get a search, and then you can special and exceed, and just broken plays like that. But I don't agree with any of the new support in it. Like the new support all goes to, or 6 stars that all go to the 6-star exceed, which is worse than the 4-star exceed. So, whatever. I don't want to talk about evils anymore. Okay. I just want to discuss one last card before we dive into windups, and that's Trance Archfiend. Real quick, if you're playing Dark World, get one. They're great. I'm pretty sure it's just a super. No, it's not even. It's a common. You can discard a Fiend, have it gain 500. I think it'll replace Raven. It allows you to, once it dies, I think once it destroys into the graveyard, target 1 Banished Dark, and then add it to your hand. Basically, allows you, because I know your Grapphas are going to get deprison or bottomless or debunked. It allows you to pick up your Graph again and then discard and destroy again, which is fantastic. So just wanted to briefly mention that card.
I wanted to mention something on Evos too, just because I like spouting my opinion and breaking the hearts of any Evo player out there. I don't know, I've always disliked that the center of that deck I always felt was Guaiba, or Gaiba, or however you pronounce it.
Yeah, Guava, I mean, it's mainly Westlow, but Guava is a great card.
Well, I guess Guaiba's whatever, is what sees the most splash play too.
Durac, yeah.
Because some people were splash. Is that a Durac? Oh, I guess.
Yeah, it's a Durac.
But I guess that was seeing splash in the Ninja decks too, because you can super transform it.
Yep.
The thing that I just hate about it is that the 1700 attack really just does not cut it, and because the only monsters that are ever going to see play on the field that less than 1700 attack are going to be, I mean, not counting like XYZs that have high defense.
Tour Sanguine.
That's the only two I see. Yeah. So you have to play all these, like, Forbidden Lens is great, Shrink is not, but they're still, in general, subpar cards that see play in certain formats, but they're just not what's the word I'm looking for, optimal. You know? So, whereas something like Deep Prison is almost always going to be a better choice than a card like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I never really liked the dinosaur.
I personally love Guava just as a single card, just because I see it as a one-card Dolka.
And that's the way, that's the ideal. The problem is that he's not a one-card Dolka.
Yes, because people are playing Reborn Tengu and all these other, like...
Even Reborn Tengu is dying to play now.
Oh, I mean, I was even saying, like, it's just, that's a 1700 monster. You really want to be summoning 1700 monsters.
Yeah.
You know, it's just suicide and run through.
Yeah.
But, yeah, do you want to talk about Windups?
Okay, so Windups. I mean, I don't want to go too much into it because it's my deck of choice probably now, so I probably want to play it for retail for now because I just started picking up today, so I don't want to throw too much behind it. But from what I can see, it's very nasty with the hand disruption. It's a nasty deck. A lot of hand disruption. I mean, that's the main thing. It's got a lot of hand disruption. It's got a lot of exceeds.
A lot of plays based around Hunter discarding cards, and then you can make loops to discard a lot of the cards.
A lot of 5-star, and the rank 5 exceeds are fantastic. Rank 5 is almost about to become the new rank 3, which this deck goes to as well.
Yeah, this deck plays tons of rank 3s.
And they're all really good. And it's funny because when you see any wind-up stuff, like literally before today, it's just like trash. My mind just trash. And then like today now, it's like becomes a deck that I'm going to play. And normally I play crazy stuff. I've actually been making an effort to play like what I consistently think is really good or in the range of top tier. So that deck is very strong. I mean, I wouldn't go. I mean, if you pick up wind-up stuff, it's going to hold value. I will tell you that right now. And I'm not going to go too much into it to get everyone to play so I can play mirror matches against it all day.
Yeah.
But it's a strong deck.
Yeah.
And,
especially just like if you've played against it on Dual Network, which I'm sure if you do play on Dual Network, you probably will play one or two, and you'll see that
they'll probably be bad.
If you had Max C, that would definitely turn the tides for you, and you can draw quite a few cards off that combo.
Before we move into the next couple decks, I mean, triple Max C, main deck in every deck you play?
I agree.
Triple Max C, main deck in every deck I play from now on. Like, just has to. I mean, with Rabbit, Windups, I guess not the greatest Dark World. If people still play Plants because they've been playing for 1,000 years, it's just too strong of a card. Even against matchups that aren't very good, like Dark World, you still find opportunities to play it, which is really strange. So, Triple Maxi in every deck I use from now on. I actually played against a deck and drew Triple Maxi, and they had done no such something for like 10 turns. My only 4 cards are Triple Maxi and Effect Veiler, which I probably recommend maining Effect Veiler now too.
I think with both of those cards going up in play, I actually see DV Fissure also going up in play, especially since all these top tier decks, you look at Rabbit, Windups, and Inzektors can all proficiently and effectively play Dimensional Fissure, which is the greatest answer for all of those decks too. Like especially Rabbit loses so hard to Maxi, and Windups get screwed by it as well. And so Dimensional Fissure really puts in work versus all of those decks. And considering that all of them can play it, it'll be interesting to see the mirror matches. Like, should I side in Maxis versus Windups, or like do I need to put in D Fissures?
Or do I put in MSTs to kind of help my anyways. But next deck that was on my list, was Dark World. I mean, we both played Dark World, and Dark World isn't that tough of a deck to understand since it's been around forever. Yeah. Some guy made some video where he got really drunk and just wasted 20 minutes talking about this deck that no one cared about. No one really cared what he had to say, especially the build was really bad. So we'll just forget about that guy. But Dark World, I mean, still has potential this format?
Yeah, I mean, personally, it's the deck that I've built, and it's so playable. I was talking to a guy that hasn't played in 2 years, and he came back, and he was like, yeah, I'm finding it hard to get back into the game, but like I don't have any exceeds or any synchros, and he's like trying to relearn the rules, and I was like, man, you can just spend $30 and buy some structure decks, and that's what he had already done, and he won like 3 rounds in a row at a locals, just because he just bought 3 structure decks of Dark World, put it together and played it, and that's essentially what I've been playing. The only cards that you really like should have in it are like the exceeds, which are nice, but if you don't play Tour Guide, it isn't really essential. You don't really make synchros unless you play Fabled Raven. And personally, the last few times that I've been playing the deck, I haven't even made synchros or exceeds. But like the only other card would be Dark Smog that you could really use and drag down to the grave. Besides that, it's just staples like Dark Hole, Mirror Force, Heavy,
those are cheap
Foolish,
cards, really.
which are all super common.
Yeah. So I agree. I mean, with the Dark Hole deck, I mean the Dark Hole deck play has it's similar to some of the other decks like Rabbit, in which that sometimes you just find it too hard to come back, especially if it ever gets a card destruction or a morphing jar play on you. It's just too hard to come back. There's just too much card advantage.
Yeah. The problem is it's a great deck, and I know a lot of people don't like it for a plethora of reasons, but I think that it has so many different kinds of plays. Like the fact that it can main-deck Skill Drain is fantastic, especially in this upcoming format of Windups and Inzektors. The fact that it plays cards like Deck Devastation Virus, which just obliterate like Inzektors and Windups,
and plants,
and just so great. Like Deck Devi, in the words of Johnny Nagel, is the new crush card.
The new crush card.
I don't agree with him at all.
Not even close, but that's why he tops with Dark Worlds and we don't.
That's
true. All right, but no, and the biggest issue I see with Dark World actually coming up is if you mentioned yourself, D-Fissure everywhere. D-Fissure's everywhere. So side in, here comes my D-Fissures, and they hit it early, and you just lose.
Yeah.
So Dark World, it was actually top tier. I really strongly believe that it was top tier. It got it got overhyped, and then it got underhyped, and then for a while when there was no tournaments, it really was top tier. But I think its time is almost over with Dimensional Fissure. It might come back because as soon as Dimensional Fissure leaves play, it could probably see more play. It's too bad that Windups don't actually discard.
Yeah, Windups do send just for the future, so don't build Dark World decks because you think Windups are going to smash them. Not going to help.
Rabbit. What is there to say about Rabbit?
I mean, Rabbit's been, if you look at the recent tournaments, just been dominating everything. I mean, I found it shocking, even like the player that won didn't even play Heavy Storm. Like, it seems like the most staple of all cards now, and didn't even main deck it. And I was like, what? But Rabbit, good, semi-consistent, wins tournaments.
Yeah, wins tournaments, and it's not that difficult to just put yourself in a winning scenario of that deck. What about plants? It's really weird because plants went from the deck, the only deck, maybe even mention agents too, I guess in the same group. And suddenly, I can't remember the last time I played a plant or agent deck.
Yeah, I mean, plants potential still have lots of potential. I mean, I played against them playing Dark World, and like they still have the ability to beat you. I haven't even been testing with plants at all, to be honest, just because I'm only playing the new stuff, and so plants have always been a deck where you can just one card out of like Debris Dragon and etc. But I don't know. I just think they're just going to be outpaced by the new stuff. Just take a while to set up and set up your synchros.
That's the biggest problem I see too. And you can. It's obvious the game is moving towards XC plays or XZ plays because literally when you look at the XCs that have come out are just overpowered. I mean, you have Tyrus, Adrius, Zenmanes. Zenmanes is the perfect example. Levier. No card has had an effect like Levier.
Oh yeah.
Like that's insane. And so even Leviathan and just
the fact that you can one summon. Think of Leviathan. You can summon Tour Guide, and now you have a 2,500 monster on the field. That's a single summon 2,500. Like there's nothing in the game even like that. Yeah. And so.
If there's a normal 4-star monster
that was a 2,500 vanilla.
That lets you. Well, if there's a normal 4-star monster, it's like special summon an RFG monster twice.
Exactly.
It's insane. Like Dimension Fusion's gone. Everything that special summons RFG monsters is gone. Everything costs half it only return and costs half your life points, and it's limited. Yeah.
So there's exceeds are definitely what they're pushing with this game, and you even look at what plants used to be. Now they're being called synchrocentric or etc. But definitely the game is being pushed towards exceeds.
Synchrocentric in the order of chaos.
Yeah, like I was saying, I just see rank 3 as being an obscenely good. Just stupidly good. Yeah,
it's stupidly good, half Tour Guide, half because they put all the good cards.
Especially because of Tour Guide. Tour Guide really breaks the... And I guess we could talk about Tour Bus real fast.
Okay, so Tour
is a
Bus,
secret.
super hyped and then super crashed, and
yeah.
now it's settling somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I see it seen play in Windups because you can cycle back your Zen Mighties, and also in Rabbit because you can cycle your vanillas, which is great. I really like that option because you can cycle back like one of the Kabazulas you used, and then it allows you to make another Rabbit play. So you aren't just restricted to 2 Rabbit plays, and if you can hit pot avarice, you can auto-hit Tour Guide, go to Tour Bus, exceed.
So it can kind of replace the losing the pot average from these decks too. I mean, the only way I see it play though is in these decks that I would say the super fast decks that are going to push everything to grave immediately,
yeah, exactly.
and then you can bring it right back. Exactly. So the Windups, the Rabbit. I mean, I guess that's pretty much it.
I would never suggest playing more than one, just because drawing it is awful. I draw it all the time.
I haven't drawn it yet.
Really?
I draw White Dragon Ninja all day. All day on the White Dragon Ninja. I was playing Good Goblin Housekeeping at first step with that. Wow. Terrible card, by the way. Oof. Everyone was saying it was such a good idea. I never have used Good Goblin Housekeeping and liked it. Ever. Always so bad.
It's really bad.
It's so bad.
It's yeah.
Come on, Louis Hariki.
We're not even going to talk about this card.
Come on.
Play John Green instead.
God. Well, it didn't do it. It doesn't help with White Dragon Ninja.
Yeah.
But everyone on Duelist Grounds was like, oh man, that's a brilliant idea. And then it was freaking shit. But
yeah, I mean, that's where theory meets like actuality. Like, theory in play, that card seems great.
Not reality.
But reality.
Sorry.
Oh.
True TV. But anyway. Okay, so what do you think about anti-meta? Now, the reason I bring it up is because, the main reason I'll bring it up, I'll be honest, is because seeing Drooo Winston post his little screenshot of him playing Jesse Samick, and then he posted like bringing on windups basically and just pounding that booty.
Oh, what was he playing?
He's playing anti-meta. He's got like a face-up tactic in defense. He's got a Doom Cow and the Thunder King, and he had some other monster. He had 4 monsters on the board, and Jesse Samick was just getting his face fucked.
Wow.
But and so that made me like, well, wow, like anti-meta could see play as decks get faster. Anti-meta sees it more play, and I think back to Fish FTK. I think when I came with Gravekeepers, and that was like my anti-Fish FTK, my anti-Infernities, and it was good. I mean, if no one saw it play, we saw it play. It was fantastic. And then I think last time anti-meta saw a ton of play before that, I guess, would have been Agents Plants, would have been a little hero shit, which a lot of people are going back to heroes too, which I don't get. But
personally, my opinion on anti-meta is actually anti-meta actually gets worse as these decks get faster. And the thing about these decks is like, especially with things like windups and Inzektors is, and you even look at like plants, is these decks are so versatile. They have so many different kinds of plays, and like being so versatile, they can handle so many situations. And especially like anti-meta is, you look at like what tops, and anti-meta is not topping because just because you can stop one type of deck doesn't mean you can stop all the different types of deck. Like I played a lot of anti-meta, and I even played Malefics for a long time, which can be definitely considered anti-meta, yeah. And I love that deck. The problem was that the tier 1 matchup was just so close. Like playing against the plant players, if I didn't do things perfectly, which I made some mistakes and didn't, I didn't win the game. And just because those decks are so versatile and can do so many different things, that they could come out and beat me, even if I have, Skill Drain or Malefic Cyber End on the field.
And then you take a loss to Rogue. And it's cliche, but it actually happened to both of us. Because we both played Malefic Skill Drain, and you took a loss to Lightsworn. Right?
I took round 1, played Lightsworn, and I was like, I didn't even know this deck exists.
Yeah, this is like 2009 or something.
Yeah, right? Charges at 1, right?
Yeah.
But BLS Onyx, pretty good.
And I lost to the deck that I just said sucks, which was Evils. I lost to freaking, it was Jurax or whatever. I got my face Jurax by like triple shrink or something, but it was awful. But yeah, I mean, we both lost to Rogue, and then I lost to like a Herald deck, and that's enough. Two losses and then 1 bad luck.
Yeah. The problems I have with anti-meta is you have decks like windups just discard their entire hand. You never even get a chance, and that deck is so based on setting up. Like, that deck does not win off just one card. You can't just top deck in that deck and be like, oh god, this is going to be great. No, you're going to draw your 1900 vanilla and just sit there and do nothing and cry. Or you're going to... I see as Inzektors have a great matchup against it too, because you're just blowing up cards. That deck is so field-based. Heroes or any kind of anti-meta is extremely field-based. And unless they're playing like multiple Phoenix Chains or skill drains, like, it's still almost impossible, because you're going to summon and you're going to blow up and blow up and blow up. And that's all Inzektors do, turn after turn. And then you even have decks like Rabbit, where you're just dropping Solemn Judgments on them, every single turn, just Solemn Judgments. It's too hard. Even one of the best answers to anti-meta is Dark World, but like I said, Dark World's going down in play.
Yeah.
So.
And the way I feel, basically with anti-mana is that if the format gets concentrated enough, which it did for a while, which is the only time with plants, then you can play anti-mana. But there's that, or you play with another engine, and sometimes it's viable. So like you have heroes, which is kind of a glorified, but it's border, like it's kind of blurry on whether it's anti-mana or a hero engine. Yeah. Is it a hero deck or is it an anti-mana deck? And those are the decks that are good anti-manas. Malefic deck, is it anti-mana or is it Malefics?
Yeah.
And so I honestly feel like it's possible for Ninja anti-mana. I really do. The Inzektor matchup is terrible for any anti-mana because you don't usually have the card advantage to compete with consistent destruction. Mm-hmm. You have this thing where you just want your card advantage comes through lockdown, and it's really difficult to lock down Inzektors because they can pull from hand or graveyard. Yeah. So I still think it's viable. I think it depends on how much Inzektors see play, but I think there's decks that can keep up with it, and if that deck doesn't see a ton of play, and you can get 10 rounds of Plants, Rabbit, and Windups, I think it can be done. But you're actually, I still think you're selling yourself short from playing one of the top tier decks like Inzektors or something like that.
Something I'd like to discuss real fast, and this just came to me, but a deck that I really like, and I've been playing okay in my life, is Gravekeepers. And I've just always liked Gravekeepers, they're a great deck. But it's the fact that you can play Necro Valley, and Necro Valley is great versus Windups and versus Inzektors. Because Inzektors typically I know they have the option, especially from the hand. That means you have to draw Hornet, which is pretty hard, especially once your opponents play Armageddon Knight or like Foolish Burial to put Hornet in grave. Typically they're just going to try to cycle through using the one in grave multiple times. So if you play Necro Valley on them, their plays become so restricted. And I just really like Gravekeepers because you have super overpowered cards like Royal Tribute. One of my favorite things is just Wonder Wand. People don't even play in that deck, and it's so good.
What says about that card. That card is far too good. I mean, it doesn't have to. You want D-Draw this deck, but it's not D-Draw. It's pretty damn close actually.
I mean,
with the Recruiter,
the worst matchup for Rabbit is for Gravekeepers is Rabbit. But besides that, I see that it probably has a decent matchup against Windups, just because they do a lot of specialing from grave, if you know what Rat does. And a lot of that is based on using the graveyard, like Pot of Avarice and etc. But if you're looking for a cheap answer and you don't want to have to go get the new stuff to counter them, look at Gravekeepers.
Alright, well, coolio. Alright, well, we've probably taken up 40 minutes of your time by now. But that's good, because now you guys are getting learned. So, haters be learning. Right?
Yeah,
exactly. Is that still good? Can I still use that joke?
You can. Okay, I will use that joke.
I say, how many months do I have left on that? But, yeah, so hopefully this helped you on what cards to pick up for tomorrow if you're really concerned. Oh God, I really think that, what's something, ninjas are going to be the card, the deck to build. Probably not, but you at least know which cards are good in there. If you think, Windups are going to be the deck to build, well, probably actually. But Inzektors are going to be the deck to build, well, there's a good chance of that too.
Yeah.
Evils, no go.
Probably not.
And maybe someone's looking to get rid of their stuff like their Rabbit stuff because they want to build one of these new decks, and you know that this stuff's not going away. I don't know why tour guides dropped in price actually. There's just
no idea.
Blows my mind.
That doesn't make any sense.
Which is why I'm about to.
Everything is always played tour guide and will continue to play tour guide until it gets limited.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, anyways, that's it for DrDroo and for Muscle Mattingly. We'll be signing out as I run to the cat.